100 years ago, it was the sixth city. Today, Cleveland is a city shaped by its makers, movers, and shakers. I'm Sara Shookman. Come celebrate Clevelanders doing cool things in the Sixth City Marketing Society.
Hi, I'm Gonzalez. I'm the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District Communications Manager.
Cleveland is famous for being the butt of the joke, pun intended. Maybe that's how we ended up with the country's funniest sewer district, at least on social media. Treat, tweet, repeats the motto at NEORSD, and John Gonzalez is in charge of the messaging.
I like to think of myself as a storyteller, but more or less I'm a person who connects stories and people. As the communications manager, I focus on two different aspects of my work. One is internal communication, so I manage our internal communication with employees, talking about initiatives and programs and working with human resources and being able to help employees understand what's going on in the organization. Externally, I have a great relationship with our community relations team, and I focus on our social media communication, largely being able to help customers and followers of our social accounts being able to understand what's going on here in the organization.
So you are the mind, or the fingers rather, behind at NEORSD.
The tweets coming from at NEORSD's Twitter account are coming from my thumbs most of the time. That's the way we have it. We're currently set up.
Well, you're hilarious, I have to say, right off the bat. Thank you for all of the humor you have brought to Northeast Ohio.
It's not something that we set out to do from the beginning, but I'm glad to see that the Twitter account has gotten attention, certainly for the work that we do, and as well as the people who are doing it. It's been a great way to help our followers and specifically our customers, but even well beyond, just really see the people and the personality and just the humanity of the work that goes on every single day around them without them really thinking much about it.
Absolutely. So tell me, how did all this come to be, John? Was this just your idea? Were you just an early adopter of social media yourself?
I don't know if I was necessarily an early adopter, because we certainly jumped on at the same time when other utilities were starting to explore the space. We started our Twitter account and a few of our social platforms around 2009 or 10, so it really wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things. But at that time, we had some challenges in the organization. We were also taking on some new work, and so we needed to be able to expand our ability to respond to customers and meet them where they are. So as things were transitioning, we felt that social media definitely had a space for us to have a voice, to be responsive, and to be able to connect with customers in a valuable way. Around 2015 or 16, we started to be a bit more personal with our account and take it the way that Twitter had evolved over that time. And brands and other non-personal voices were just starting to use it to be conversational. And that's when we really started to get some more notice and started to get more attention for taking that unique approach. And we have found a success there in a unique way. But what we've done there is we do want to replicate that on other platforms, because we've noticed that personality goes a long way.
And you must have a lot of eyes on the ground. Obviously, as you said, it's your thumbs, but you have folks throughout the organization sending you photos and videos and things they're working on.
It's two different things. I get a lot of content from our crews who are out in the field. Our sewer maintenance team is great. Our water quality investigation team is great. Our stormwater inspection and maintenance team is great. So that when they're in a spot where they know this is a unique view of the work that people don't see, I'm quick to get a text or a direct message and say, here's something you might want to use. And I'm able to use that in a way that benefits that storytelling. But I also have responsive people, because they know that our account is active at all hours of the day. We're not just simply open on Twitter between 8 and 5. We are responsive at all hours. And so if someone sends me a good question at night, I've got trusted colleagues who I know can be responsive either at a late hour or early the next morning, so that people know that we're listening and ready to engage as quickly as possible within the confines of the work that we do.
And who's writing the poetry, like the Valentine's Day poem I saw yesterday? Who's doing all that? Our love is a sewer, this poem you can trust, and wipes should be trash canned rather than flushed.
Most of that stuff is coming from me. I did writing in college, and I've always enjoyed writing greeting cards, just simple style poetry. So it's just more or less an opportunity where leadership has allowed me that flexibility, because they've seen that it has some benefit. It just simply helps to tell our story in a different way. Something a press release can't do, something a blog post can't do. And the fact that that they give us that creative freedom, it really helps us maintain the sense of authenticity. Like, you're getting a real person here. This isn't a chat bot. This isn't an automated reply you're getting. You're getting a real person, and we understand that we're talking to real people, and that goes a long way.
So tell me, you grew up here in Cleveland or you came here for school? What's your story, John?
I grew up on the west side. I went to Baldwin Wallace College, and again, I was an English major back in the day, but I was seeking an internship, seeking an opportunity, and had an invitation from our career services division at the college. Had an invitation to apply for an internship here at the district, and I was not interested. I thought I could work for some greeting card company or do something else where I wasn't doing working for a utility. I never would have thought about that. But I was engaged at the time, and my wife now, but then fiance said, "You have no other prospect. You have no other. Nothing else is happening right now. You need a job." So I took the opportunity. Said, "Yes, you are right." And so I applied for the job and ended up in the spot I am now. And what I realized over time is that the same things I enjoyed doing in college, writing and telling stories and capturing attention and just trying to help people connect to something that they don't experience every day. Those unseen connections, both internally within the organization and externally with our customers and followers, I'm still doing a lot of that same work, and I'm blessed and fortunate to be in a spot where they allow me to be creative and to use those talents. And I think that this organization definitely wants to maximize all of our employees' potential wherever they work, and being able to use some of their creative talents or their special skills that might not go onto their resume, but they can apply them in their place of work. It's a great thing, and we like to see that employees are able to do that here as well.
Tell me about what an off day looks like for you. What's family like?
We have a big family. We have 7 kids, and so there's always something going on at the household. And I can honestly say that they know the work I do, and sometimes don't really understand it, but they do think it's funny when I am off trying to come up with something funny for a joke or sharing with them some of the stuff I do, and they scratch their heads and wonder how this is my job at all. But it's the days off are usually busy. There's always something going on. And having the role that I do, they recognize that part of the work requires being available quite often. And so it's not uncommon for me to have my phone in my hand as something else is going on. So there's a little bit of double duty all the time, but it's a busy and active house. But I am very blessed by what the house is like, whether it's an off day or an on day. There's always something going on at home.
7 kids, absolutely. And what age range are we talking?
Our oldest is a junior at Cleveland State. She's just 21, and our youngest is 4. And so that age range is everything in between. And so it's every level of school, every activity. The kids are all, they recognize being part of a family comes with a responsibility. So they all are caretakers for each other. And there's, like I said, it's a busy spot. People always tell, my wife likes to use the phrase, when people say your hands have got to be full, she always says it's the best kind of full. And that's certainly the way that we see it at home.
That's so wonderful. I love that. To keep me busy. So I feel like I can only imagine what those busy days look like over there. But it is a wonderful kind of full.
Yeah, as a family, we like to do a lot of camping, like to do lake visits and park time. A lot of people might not think camping is very relaxing when you've got a camper full of kids, but we do enjoy time away. We try to take advantage of the vacation time that I've earned, and I still have my phone with me to jump onto trends as they emerge. But yeah, camping is a great thing that we love as a family. And there's just it's a great space to be in the Cleveland area, Northeast Ohio. Just offers a lot of opportunities to get away. And the museums downtown are amazing, and we're definitely family. There are family favorites across all the museums that we have downtown. But yeah, those are places that we like to go to get away from the day to day.
Browns, Cavs, or Guardians?
All of the above. I don't like having to think people have to compete with those. Sports Twitter is always like which one has the strongest fans. Like I think that's an offense to anyone who's not on the top of the list. Is an offense to them. So the reality is that we're, as an organization, we are given some of that creative freedom to latch onto our Cleveland fan bases, and we've gotten a lot of good engagement there talking about sports topics, and all of them have a connection to the work that we do in a fun way.
What makes you laugh, John?
I laugh at dad jokes. I laugh at poop jokes. The stuff that you'll see offhanded, you'll see content on Twitter, stuff I would probably laugh at. But
do you have a favorite comedian?
I don't know if I have one. I do like I like a lot of Mel Brooks movies, and so I think a lot of that type of humor is funny. But the reality, I don't have necessarily a favorite comedian. There's good stuff all around us, and what we see on Twitter and also on TikTok and so many of the platforms, there's a lot of good humor out there. There's a lot of bad stuff that doesn't help our cause in social media. It's like, why are we we devote a lot of time in a space where there's a lot of negativity, a lot of inappropriateness, but there's a lot of good that you can embrace and you can build upon. So the creativity is you see a lot of creativity on TikTok, a lot of creativity on Twitter that I can only hope to compete with. But if we can be seen in the same light as having a sense of humor, that people will take a second look at, that means a lot. And we've been added to, when you can add people to lists on Twitter, we've been added to some interesting lists of humor-oriented accounts that I don't even know how we would stack up to that, but it's simply showing that we're in people's timelines in the way that's unique. And by the same token, we are providing a service that we are literally in your house and connected to your very essential services every single day. So if you're thinking about us in those moments because of something that we tweeted 2 weeks ago, we'll take that as at least an inroads to make a connection to the work that we do.
Can I see your phone?
Yeah, it's here.
This is it, huh? And what is that? An iPhone?
It's an iPhone. I'm glad that our IT department takes care of all of our phones. So if I need something repaired or fixed, I give it to Shelly and she helps take care of it, because I'm not a phone guy. It gets the job done, and it's got enough storage space for me to have my memes and videos recorded. So that's all I'm looking for. But it's an iPhone, and the outer box gets its fair share of drops and spills, but it's held up along the way.
Yeah, so that's how you keep it, safe from any splashes or dropping it in a project, because you get some really creative shots.
I do, but again, most of those are really coming from people who are the ones doing the work. I mean, the crews that we have are out in the field, our sewer maintenance team especially, both them and our stormwater inspection and maintenance team, they're the ones who are underground, and our operators who are actually manning the equipment and are in the tanks that are collecting this flow. They're the ones who are really active in the field. I'm just the one who's able to harvest their stories and be able to harvest their personalities and what they're snapping their photos of. And then as long as I have a place to keep them until I'm able to post them and make it relevant to the followers that we have or the people who are interested, it's timing can be everything. But the fact they share them with me and give me that chance to share their story, I think that's a real compliment.
Thank you so much for talking with us today.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.